welcome to A Legend Talks. Welcome. Thank you for that. Okay, I hate him. Why is he here? We are back live, in person, with A Legend Talks. This chapter, A Dying Flame. Oh, so much meaning. A little bit of a still, to me, captivating topic as a title, should I say, just like the option for adoption. A Dying Flame, and it's best fitting. This chapter specifically talks about Jesse now going to find out about who this guy is, Drake Matthews, that was committing crimes with Justin and other people, inside of a rich neighborhood. Is this the same guy? Will this have any kind of connections and answers? So he goes and he visits Drake Matthews and he finds out, yes, this is one of the guys that was there. He tells him that the guy that killed John's family was the president. Oh, this is news for Jesse. He has to be able to break it down to him. So meets with them at the diner, kind of talking with Margaret. Hey, what should I tell him? They meet. He tells them. John's kind of still pissed off about it. Like, why are you... after I'm trying to grieve and you're giving me more to relive and rehash all of this stuff. And so John's really not happy about it. They kind of get into an argument and they kind of split and go their separate ways. Jesse goes back to the Resistance hideout. He's talking with Stacy and says, hey, let's talk in private. Let's go up top to the surface. And when they go up there, they're confronted and met with soldiers and Dominic Harvey. Stacy's husband kind of ratted him out, knew about the hideout. Remember when they got into it, and he knows where the Resistance hideout is. He kind of ratted them out and told them. And so now they found the hideout, they found the Resistance, they found Jesse, and Dominic, whenever you're around him, death is nearby. He kills Jesse. Moment of silence. It's rough. That's the main centerpiece of the Resistance after losing Samuel. John finds out that his best friend was killed and they left on bad terms the last time that they were talking to each other. It's a tough chapter to take in. What are your thoughts? Okay. Okay. How did you get in this house? Oh, well, it's not the fedora, so I'm going to let it sit because it's not the fedora. So it's not even a real thing because he doesn't have the real hat.
Well, when I'm at home.
Nope. It's fine. You don't have it. You don't have it. You don't. But you don't have it. But you don't have it. You don't. You're not gonna hush me. You don't have it. It's not a real thing. It's not a real thing. So go ahead and put your hat on because it's not a real thing. Go ahead. Just ask your stupid questions on your stupid fake segment without the fedora. Go ahead.
This is reporter it's not. Coming in live to you from E! News.
It's not a real thing. Nah.
Asking the questions and getting the answers you want to know.
Nope.
Today we have author, writer, playwright, director, jackass.
No. No one's laughing at that.
Michael Bowie. And it's time to ask questions you want to know. So
I know all of these.
So we
I wrote the book.
I have a different format since I'm not at my desk with my mic. So let's start with the first question that just continues to be a reoccurring theme in this book. Why does Dominic Harvey get everything that he wants?
Why is this a question again? He doesn't get anything. He doesn't. There's no real segment. That's your cell phone.
Speaking to the mic.
There's no mic.
Speaking to the mic.
So anyway, there's no real segment with Dominic. It's not even a real. You got me talking about the fucking segment because of your stupid. Okay, look. He doesn't get everything. Bottom line. End of question. So next
he gets to kill Jesse. Isn't that getting something?
No, that's just something happening.
That's him prevailing yet again.
It's something happening, like this phone going up your ass if you don't get this fake ass microphone that's really a cell phone out of my face.
So let's move on to our next question. Minus you continuing to give Dominic Harvey everything.
He doesn't get everything.
So why was the decision to kill Jesse off made? I feel like.
Yeah. See.
Sorry, drop my mic.
But super.
I feel like.
To hold the phone.
I feel like we were just getting into this character. We were just getting to know more about him.
We
was getting some growth.
We were.
And some expansion.
We
and
were.
Then all of a sudden.
Agreed.
You gotta die.
Why? You know, sometimes a lot of people say that people have to build on a character. You know, build them up, tell a lot about them. If you kill somebody off before, then that's bad to do. And I honestly think that Jesse was built up enough to where he was respected and loved. You did not learn a lot about him. And like I've said before, this was supposed to be just the first book and only book to this series. It wouldn't be a series because it was the only book. But when it became a series, that gave room to grow Jesse even more. For you to learn about him and still to grow his story even inside of his death. And I think that was obtained. So stay tuned once we get through this book, these characters, and everything that happened, you know, talking about, you know, him inside the next few books, inside the series, about his growth there. And there's so much room even inside of a possible prequel book and or another book that I will keep under wraps of possibilities of things that could happen. So, or that did happen with inside of Jesse's story. So,
continue. Continue.
Anyway, I think that he was built up, but it was necessary because you want to create feeling and emotion, anger, frustration, sadness within inside of the reader while they're reading. And so if they're just now getting connected to him, for him to die was that moment. So,
okay, let's talk about Jesse and John. So Jesse finally figures out who has killed John's family, and he tells John. And John's reaction isn't what Jesse thought. He thought it would be, you know, relief. But instead, John is upset because he's still grieving.
Mm-hmm.
Was there any thought given into having John maybe be a little bit more happy about it and getting him into the resistance? Maybe going a different path?
Like we've said in past, get the fucking goddamn thing. Like we've said inside of past.
Please don't touch the mics. Thank you.
It's not a mic.
Please don't touch the mics.
It's your cell phone.
Please don't touch the mics. Thank you.
Please
don't touch the mics. Please don't touch the mics. Thank you.
Okay, we're immature. Okay, gotcha.
Please don't touch.
I didn't touch it. I'm just blocking it.
Please don't block the mic. Thank you.
Like I was saying, I think that I don't even remember your question. I don't remember your question.
Was it?
Nope, I don't.
Was there thought into? Well, okay. Was there thought into? What was the reason behind having John be upset instead of feeling some sort of relief as to knowing why?
We've talked about inside of past episodes, John has his own way of dealing with things. He has his own way to grieve, and not everybody. Oh, I finally found out the murderer. I'm so ecstatic. It's nothing to be ecstatic about, even when you find out the killer. You know, he's not somebody that is set out for revenge, or at least at this point. So, why all of a sudden just to find out who that person? Am I boring you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, now you know how I feel. You don't need to talk. It's not. It's
continue, please. You're messing up my recording.
It's not even on. I'm looking at it.
It is on. Thank you.
It's not. We can turn around the phone and show people. It's not on.
It's on, people.
Oh, well,
it's on. Thank you.
That's just your home screen.
No,
anyway, so I think that we grieve differently, and he's not completely over. He doesn't want to rehash anything, rethink about it. He's really trying to just get over it, and that's really the point that we're at with him.
Yeah, and then you add a trauma in, and now his best friend died, and he didn't leave out on the right foot.
Well, if we're talking about he's eventually going to have revenge, you have to think about what is going to lead to that. He's killed his family, and now his best friend, it's like he's taking everything from him. So I think that whether that creates that emotion for the reader, whether that creates the emotion for him, it's different because it's creating that revenge, that possibility of having revenge, because he's killing and taking everything away from him.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit too, about, you know, how Jesse and John left off before Jesse died. A message I take from that is that you should treat, whenever you meet someone, or family, friends, you should treat it like it's the last time you see them because you don't know.
I agree. Is there a question in
Yeah,
this?
there is. If you stop talking.
I mean, I'm listening. But there's no question.
How do you feel about that stance of treating people the right way and treating them like it's the last time you'll see them?
People don't do it. They need to do it more, and it's something that. I mean, I can't really explain my stance on it. I believe in what that message in general, and I think that is the message that is portrayed here. Everyone, and I'm even wearing this shirt, be kind. People should be kind to each other, treat people how they want to be treated. And that's really, I mean, the bottom line of it. I agree with it.
Okay, a last question.
Thank God.
Will President Dominic Harvey finally get his comeuppance? There have been a lot of people asking me about why he's just being able to get away with everything, and it's time for some justice. Will he be served justice?
You're going to have to stay tuned to find out.
Okay, folks, you heard it right here. This is Reporter coming live to you from E! News.
He's not a reporter.
Remember, if you have questions you want to ask the author, playwright, director, DJ, jackass, if you have questions you want to ask, get down in the comment section. Let me know.
So this is my time.
This has been Reporter E! Signing off.
He's not signing off because he never signed
signing
it.
Off.
So here goes my perspective. Okay? So we're at a point. We're talking about him going and meeting Drake and talking with his friend and telling him the news. Did you think, as a friend, he should not have? He should not have dispersed that information and told him.
It's hard because then if he... Okay, so Jesse is in a pretty much a lose-lose situation. If he doesn't tell him, John will probably hate him for the rest of his life once he's over whatever he's over that he didn't. The fact that he
not to cut you off, but that's kind of like my whole thing in terms of asking why do you think he should do it as a friend? Because a lot of times is that good friend, that best friend, which we talked about friendship before, that person that hides stuff that's going to hurt their friend. Is that something that people should do? Like, because I see it so much, even inside of relationships. Well, I didn't tell you because I knew you would be upset, and I didn't want to make you upset. I didn't want to hurt you. It's almost like a lose-lose situation. Tell him, don't tell him. You're going to be mad either way.
So you might as well tell him. So that's why I'm with Jesse on this one. Because if he doesn't tell him, he's going to be mad. And if he does tell him he's mad, okay. But the possibility of him not being mad is on the side of actually telling him.
But he didn't seem like he cared, even when he told him.
Well, I mean, the reaction is the reaction. But at the end of the day, I mean, you gotta... looking at the situation, it is a lose-lose. If you don't tell him and you keep that in, he's gonna be mad at you when he finally figures it out. If you do tell him and he's mad about it, okay, he's mad about it, but at least he knows, and it's not on your chest to deal with it anymore. That's like holding on to someone else's secret. You gotta just tell him, and then if he's mad, you deal with the output of that.
So many people deal with that all the time, where it's like, bro, why didn't you tell me? You knew. It's almost like they hid it from them. Mm-hmm. Why? What makes it so bad not to tell them if they have good intentions? Because for me, I'm someone that tells the truth. But I know that not everybody can handle the truth. Is there something wrong with your face? Is there... Anyway, nope, I'm one that tells the truth. And I feel like not everyone can handle the truth. So I'm someone that's like, well, you don't need to fucking know. I just played none the wiser. So it doesn't hurt me. Things are going good.
Okay. Yeah, you should tell people, especially big stuff like that. Like, because in the end, if they're going to be mad at you because you told them, they're going to be mad at you because you told them, but at least they know. And I feel like when you tell people stuff like that, eventually they get to a point where they realize, well, thank you for telling me.
I know people that they get so upset you lose their friendship. Like, why did you tell me that? Even when you tell them. Mm-hmm. I've seen that happen. I've had it happen to me, and I really want people to comment inside the comments below. Let us know. Like, has that ever happened to you? Is it best to tell somebody when you have that information or not? Why is it something that leads to still the same end result?
We don't know.
Well, I know. It's the stupidity of other people. They want to know, but they're going to be upset at you whether you tell them or whether you don't tell them. That really falls on them, not the person that tells them, not the person that hides it. It's on you. If you're somebody and I come across it with so many girls, and even guy friends of mine where it's like, I want someone that's honest. I want someone that's going to tell me the truth. I want someone that's blunt and honest. But you can't handle it. You're somebody that when someone
can't handle
when
the truth.
someone thank you, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. When people are honest that you can't handle that, you still blow your shit about it. You're still upset about it. Makes no sense to me. Was Jesse right or wrong in this situation? I don't know. Because he was still sad about it, and you've now made him more upset. Angry. Not even sad, angry. You've changed the feeling of emotion from sadness to anger. By telling him, by being honest, by being the friend to tell him the real deal. So, I don't know. You can say what you want. I won't say right or wrong, but I will say that does he really have a choice?
Yes.
Because it's going to be the same end result. Now, here's the big thing that happens with many people. You should treasure every moment with every person while they're alive. Because when they're gone, nothing you can do about it. His best friend died and they ended on bad terms. That's the reason why I wholeheartedly believe in being kind to people all the time and spending as much time with them and relishing inside as many moments as possible. Because when they're dead, then you have to deal with regret, sorrow.
Regrets.
And that's just something that I personally don't want to live with. Now, I do have bad blood with certain people. Not on my part. They do certain things to me. I choose not to have negativity in my life. I don't have anger. I don't have, it's not a grudge. I just choose not to have that negativity in my life. Now, with John, they argue. Mm-hmm. Friends argue. But do you want that to be the last thing that you guys remember? What do you think about that in terms of people that argue and don't immediately kind of resolve issues?
I feel like everybody deals with conflict differently. I'm one of those people that when there's an issue, I like to resolve it immediately. But throughout my life, I've learned that not everybody is like that. Some people need some time to get over whatever they're going through, and then you could come back to the table. But time is not guaranteed to any man. And so, you got to deal with what you can deal with. I mean, time is not guaranteed. So, try to set out and set it right as quickly as you possibly can. I'm one of those people, but
so
not everybody's like that.
So if I die tomorrow, we shouldn't have had an argument about how this E-News doesn't really exist. I mean, it was a heated argument. It doesn't fucking exist.
I mean, God in heaven will tell you that it exists. So
I think God knows that it's a fake thing. He actually texted me the other day. He was like, Mike, why this is a fake thing. Yeah, just like Kevin Hart. I mean, if you look here, there goes the text from God. So I'm just trying to show you.
12:46. It doesn't say anything.
It doesn't say anything about time. But I mean, that's just the way it is. So, couple. I guess I don't know if this is the final question or if I have one after it. John dies.
Mm-hmm. John doesn't die. Jesse dies.
Jesse dies. Sorry.
Wrote the book. Doesn't even know it.
I could have said something, but I let it go. Jesse dies, and that's a big moment. Just like Samuel. What are your thoughts just from him dying? I mean, you asked me why did it happen, but what are your thoughts from
my
it
thoughts
happening?
Are Dominic Harvey gets.
Do you think he should not have died?
No, he should not have died.
Why?
He should not have died.
Why?
Because we need a resistance leader, and it's clearly not going to be John. I think Jesse plays a pivotal role in what is going on in this world and developing the world, and I feel like he could have still been used as that tool. But now that you've taken him away, and as far as we know, so far that we've read, you've taken the resistance away.
The resistance is still there. It needs a leader. And foreshadowing.
As far as we know,
they're going to find one. They have to find one. It's only fitting for the story to make sense for them to find one. And who that's going to be.
Jesse didn't need to die, but this is Michael Bowie's world where Dominic Harvey, where the heel gets everything.
If somebody else would have killed him or he died getting hit by a bus, you still would have said Dominic Harvey gets everything. And I don't think that's the case.
He does.
No.
I mean, this whole book is about him getting everything. So is the next one, and the one after that, and the one after that, and probably the prequel book too. Make sure you go out and buy A Legend Story, A Legend Continues, and Legend Ends, all available on Amazon.
please
ebook
do.
Or not.
And definitely comment below. Let us know what you guys think about not only this chapter, but the entire book thus far, reading up to this point.
Let
and
us
the
know
thoughts
how
about
Dominic
friends and
Harvey
everything
gets
else.
everything.
He
Go
doesn't.
ahead and type that
He
in the
doesn't.
comments section.
And let us know how the E segment is not really a real thing at all.
Reporter E!
I don't even know what that means. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. I really don't have any other questions because we are about to delve into probably the, I would say, climax of the story, if this isn't it. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Send up some smoke signals. Let us know inside the comments how you guys feel. Maybe put a message in the bottle, throw it inside of the ocean. I don't know, tie a note to a pigeon's leg, and, send it on its way. Let us know how you guys feel. And as always, I am the legendary Michael Bowie.
And I am the legendary.
You might as well turn that hat the other way.
Reporter E!
Because that's not even a real thing.
Legendary Reporter E!
And this has been
A Legend Talks. One.